So I received an email, and much like many of the other emails that I receive on a regular basis, it is of concern of a financial capacity where yet again income and savings and living expenses and being able to afford basic necessities is of utmost concern. And this is because money, finance, income is a growing problem, adding additional worries and stress and anxiety and fears to many folks all around the country, but also all around the world. Now, what's interesting, or what I find most interesting about this particular scenario, is that this person that emailed me actually reached out and said, "Hey, Kevin, I'm a subscriber. I watch your channel. You have a lot of great and valuable information, and can you please point me in the right direction of showing me how I can start my own business, how I can start to generate my own passive income and side hustle, multiple income streams, because I just lost my job and I need to replace my income. I have a family, I have children. I need to be able to provide the financial support needed to survive." And, I'm going to share with you a video that just further solidifies the point. It's actually multiple points that are being made here. Number one, just how our housing economy, our housing market here in the United States, how job loss and a recession, a deep recession, global conflicts, inflation are all taking a very serious toll on a lot of folks. That's causing a lot of pain and anguish, unnecessary hardship, mass layoffs. Thousands and thousands upon thousands of people are being laid off, losing their jobs and their income. Meanwhile, on the flip side, a country similar to, let's just say, Zambia in Africa, the average income is $300 a month. $300 US a month. That works out to be about 5,000. I think it's ZDK or ZMK, what the currency is in Zambia. And I want this to be somewhat of an encouragement to folks out there who are watching these videos and asking the questions of how can I begin to increase my income and produce additional income streams by taking perhaps maybe the suggestions that Kevin has been making here recently about monetizing content, which is a great way to produce revenue and income, building a business and aligning with businesses and brands that are spending money and dollars on a regular basis. How do I become part of the network so that I too can have this ability and opportunity like others? But most importantly, the question you have to ask yourself is, when will I actually take the first step to begin this passive income journey, this side hustle, small business journey? Or will I continue to cast doubt, complain, feel sorry for myself, assume it can't be done, fantasize about the day where money is no longer viable? Because I tell you what, right now it is, and for the foreseeable future will forever be. And we are all seeing the effects of it right now, where the less of it you have, the more damaging it can be to you and your family's ability to survive. Meanwhile, businesses and companies out there are tightening up their budgets, shrinking their balance sheets to maintain their liability or viability of profitability in this shaky economy. This opportunity can expand worldwide. And all it takes is a little bit of drive, motivation, determination, and the willingness to try, which not everyone has that, but here we are. Do you want to rely on your job and your income being 100% in control by someone else? Or do you want to start building something for yourself that many businesses and organizations are working towards to help people accomplish these goals by leveraging content creation, monetizing your lifestyle, monetizing content, sharing it on social media, generating revenue, income, and building your brand to further increase your earning potential? Then you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Or you can just say, oh no, I'm screwed. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to get wiped out. My family's going to get wiped out. We're going to be swallowed whole by inflation. This recession is just going to tear us apart. We're not going to be able to prep. Everybody preps differently. But whatever your prep is, I can guarantee you that prep is going to require money. No doubt about it. It's going to require money. There's a financial and fiduciary component to prep. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm not here promoting a product and saying you need to buy as much as you can and spend as much as you can. What I'm doing is I'm trying to show you how easily it can be done to create income so that you then have the money to buy whatever it is you want and or need. Preps, investments, healthcare, savings, a new home, paying bills, which are steadily on the rise, increasing literally by the minute. So I want you guys to check this out.
Hello, this is Rupe again. So I just wanted to answer your question. You asked if I've ever been to America, and the answer is no. I've never been to America. I've never been outside my Africa. I was born and raised in Africa, and I've been in Africa since. But that does not mean that it has never been a dream of mine, and I'm not only speaking for myself, there are a lot of people of people that would love to come and work in America, stay in America, and things like that. But yes, it is impossible. So we all watch America on television, we see America in movies, and that is the best that we can get. So about 2 or 3 years ago, there was a time in my life when I was actively pursuing to come to America or Australia or Canada because of the better working conditions there. Here in Africa, I don't know exactly other countries, but here in Zambia, the pay or the wage, it is really poor because an average person will get maybe $300 to $400 in a month. And when you compare to the salaries in the United States, you hear that someone is getting $12 per hour. And when you make the calculations, it is a dream. It's a dream because you think, wow, if I could be making that much, I can do so much. Not only for myself, but for my family and all those things. You get in the mode of, yeah, I can make it big. So some 2 years ago, I was at that stage. I was actively pursuing employment in America. I was actively pursuing employment in Australia and Canada and other countries. But unfortunately, unfortunately, none of the companies that I applied with got back to me. And I understand. I understand because I'm not the most qualified person. So I could understand how that would go like that. But yes, it is a dream that many aspire for. It's a real dream, mainly because of the money. So yeah, there was a time that I was actively pursuing coming to America and countries like America. But no, I've never been to America. I've never stepped foot in America. And yeah, I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Bye.
Has never left the country, has never been to America, although has dreams of visiting and coming to America or perhaps Australia or another country in hopes of creating a better life for her and her family, improving her financial situation, which I hate to break it to you, America may not be the place you want to come, but we do have opportunity. There's opportunity almost everywhere if you're paying attention. But we all should be paying attention to the simple fact that every single day from this point forward is going to cost more than likely. And if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, I'll tell you right now, you can come back to this video and you can say, Kevin, you were wrong. But I pretty much guarantee you that if we look at it month over month, year over year, every single day after this point will be more expensive than it was today, more expensive than it was yesterday. Which brings me to this point here. And that's this point right here, folks. Stress and anxiety, bills, work, inflation, recession, layoffs, credit cards, debt, interest rates, employee strikes. Folks, these are all components and factors that can disrupt and destroy a family and their income and their finances and their budget, especially if they're already teetering on the edge and brink of financial collapse. Now, we know this to be true, yet folks are still out there ignoring the warning signs and not preparing themselves for what is likely to occur. Now, check this out. Rents are rising and the housing market crash is threatening to wipe us all out. Hopefully, you're not considered to be one of the people that the housing market is potentially going to wipe out. Check this out.
Right now we share the one-room apartment. So the kids sleep in one room and we are share the living room for sleep. If we look in another apartment and 2 rooms or 3 rooms, it's so expensive. I am a member of the Make the Road New York, so they help me to fill the form of the program. We need the protection for the community, for the landlords or the commercial prices not increase like, I don't know, 150%. I work hard all the time, so I try to make myself opportunities. The opportunities coming again, so I try to figure out and work hard again, 7 days per week, 14 hours per day, and finally take an American dream and for my kids.
Do you ever get the feeling that these real estate investors and billionaire house flippers are just trying to edge out the average American so they can be the only ones to enjoy financial freedom and all the cash flow opportunities that come along with it? Yeah, definitely. I definitely get it, folks. Alrighty, big real estate companies are shedding jobs. Amazon and Twitter, Google, they're not the only ones making headlines here, folks. Big real estate companies are shedding jobs. Remax, Redfin, Wells Fargo, Homeward, housing market collapse, housing market crash on the horizon. We'll see. But these places may not really care much about their people, as they're letting go of as much as 25% of their staff. Now, whatever happened to caring about your people, your employees? It doesn't just stop there, folks. I'm going to continue on. You're going to see what I'm talking about. So today, we're not going to make it easy for them, okay? We'll use their own tools against them, and let's look at the housing market predictions for the next 5 years, okay? Including how we need to prepare as renters, homeowners, and investors. If you're not in a position to use this data of housing market predictions moving forward, then I strongly urge and encourage you to join the network. Link in the description. Check it out down below. Now, check this out. Plus, for our extra financial component here, we're going to put a special stimulus finale for those folks out there banking on a government check. Biden has a plan to send stimulus checks for housing. This could be used for your benefit. So stay tuned and subscribe for that. Now, not long ago, experts were talking about the pandemic's real estate bottom like it was the best way to make money and earn some residual income. Obviously, with the real estate, what's most important is you want to buy low, sell high. I mean, that's pretty much how you make money in any business. But now, with slowing housing sales and higher interest rates, the housing market, or more specifically, the major companies that are basically turning their backs on their people. Meanwhile, thousands of workers who found jobs in the booming housing market of the pandemic are now facing widespread layoffs with steeper cuts expected ahead. If you are in fear of losing your job as it relates to the housing market, real estate, the rental market, apartments, being a landlord, a property manager, whatever it may be, you need to join the network. I'm telling you right now, you just need to. If you're not worried about it and you want to find a way to increase and add to your income, your stable income, further build out businesses and generate more passive income through cash flow producing assets and other investments, now's the time. Now, check this out, guys. Some of the biggest players in the real estate industry, including RE/MAX, Redfin, and Wells Fargo, have announced layoffs in recent months, totaling thousands of jobs. Now, just recently, power buyer Homeward cut 25% of its staff in a second round of layoffs, even after they cut 20% of its staff in August. Is anybody safe? Is anybody safe? The cuts come as the broader real estate industry grapples with soaring mortgage rates and slowing sales. Overall, industry analysts are projecting the cuts could eventually be on the same level we saw during the housing crash of 2008, when many Americans lost their homes to bankruptcy. Now, I don't want to misconstrue the network and the income earning potentials and opportunities that exist. I don't want to try to convince folks to quit their jobs and only go the route of generating their own income on the side without having a proven track record of doing it. But I do want to encourage folks to leverage the opportunity as it exists today so that you can capitalize on these opportunities and take advantage of it while it's here. No different from the housing market. You would want to take advantage of these super low interest rates in the housing market in 2020 and 2021. You want to take advantage of the home prices before they escalated and skyrocketed towards the end of 2020 into 2021. That is just maximizing your financial position based on the economy. Make the economy work for you. You don't need to work for the economy. Now, check this out. There are some folks out there that are saying this could be the worst housing market crash in recent history, mainly because of the Fed jamming their foot on the interest rate pedal. And as a result, home mortgage interest rates have doubled this year and home buyers have been priced out of the market. Snooze, you lose, folks. And get ready for this one, guys. The experts are saying it's going to be tough. Layoffs are a common occurrence right now, and it's scary because you just don't know where or when it's going to stop. You don't. Comment down below if you experienced a layoff here recently, and or you work for a company and you witnessed layoffs occurring, but you were fortunately saved and didn't face the demise of losing your income, losing your benefits, and looking to gain unemployment insurance? Let me know. All right, guys, check this out. During the pandemic, 200,000 people became real estate agents, and the number of people employed as loan originators or processors grew by 31%. Some companies offered 5-figure bonuses to new hires and thousands of dollars a month in bonus pay. Now, those very same companies are cutting off their employees like a diseased limb. Either that or just go under altogether. More than 36 companies in the mortgage sector have been shut down, been acquired, or announced job cuts in the past 6 months, ultimately eliminating thousands of jobs. The music is stopping, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is that giant game of musical chairs I was telling you about, and the music is stopping. And like I said before, there's going to be far more people than just one too many for chairs. That means thousands, okay? Thousands are going to be wiped out of this game. And this isn't going to stop with housing. It's not going to stop with housing either. All right, so industry analysts warn the trends in the housing sector could have a wider ripple effect, as fewer people buying homes means cuts to spending in other areas, such as appliances, furniture, and renovations. Our economy is interconnected. I told you that before. Now, as they said here, we've had a frenzy and it's come to a screeching halt. What do you guys think? Tell me comment down below. Are you feeling the pressure in your job right now? How's the housing market where you are? Tell us all a little bit about your situation in the comment section down below. I would appreciate it. Now, let's use some of these real estate investors' tips and tricks and see if we can bag ourselves a little gain here with a housing market stimulus check for ourselves. First, we need to take a look at these housing market predictions for the next 5 years. Of course, there's always a chance something totally unexpected could happen, like a global pandemic or war. But still, we work with what we've got, right? And if you're not working with what you got, then you're missing out. I don't know why. Links in the description. It might not be perfect, but it's the best we've got. This is definitely true for the housing market. For most of us, buying a home is the single largest purchase we're ever going to make. And unfortunately for some, they'll never make that purchase. Now, so it makes sense to really want to get it right, meaning years of saving and planning, so looking as far into the future as possible is a good idea. Sure, it might work out differently than you expected, but having a plan in place at least means you're taking steps in the right direction, regardless of how much Biden and Congress are screwing up the economy. So what is the property market looking like it's going to do over the next few years? Well, starting off with 1-year prediction, generally the property market is expected to soften over the next year, meaning prices are going to mellow a bit, especially with the large increase in the average mortgage after 4 subsequent 75 basis points or 0.75 percentage point hikes from the Fed as they tackle sky-high inflation. Now, don't get me started on this inflation nonsense, because we already know what that means. CPI reports are inaccurate at best, and we've got another wave of price increases and hikes coming our way on top of record unemployment. Just saying, folks, if you're not preparing financially, then what are you really doing? Now, according to data from Freddie Mac, the average interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage is currently 7.08%. Just 1 year ago, the same average was under 3%. That's a massive difference and is going to have a major impact on first-time homebuyers or would-be movers. Now, for example, a 30-year mortgage of $300,000, let's just say 300 grand, at a rate of 2.98% would result in a monthly payment of $1,262. However, the same mortgage at the current average rate of 7.08% would mean an increase of $750 per month to over $2,000. $2,012 a month to be exact. Now, that's an extra $750 per month at a time when budgets are already stretched and pay raises are hard to come by. Now, with that being said, I want to encourage you guys, if you didn't watch my video I posted yesterday about the $10 side hustle, you might want to check it out, because it shines light on the easiest way to bridge that gap and supplement your income to be able to produce that additional $750 a month through a simple side hustle, through a simple daily process. Y'all want to go check that out. Now, with all that as backdrop, it's not much of a surprise that Goldman Sachs are projecting property prices to fall 5 to 10% over the next 12 months in the United States. Now, for the next 3 years, that same research from Goldman Sachs is expecting the property market to bottom out in late 2023, but it's not going to be a rapid turnaround. Now, actually, I came across some analyst or an economist, and they mentioned that home prices needed to get back to 2019 levels. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, granted, we may see a bottoming out in 2023, perhaps, but I don't think it's going to bottom out to where it was in 2019. And even if it did, the interest rates would still be relatively high in comparison. So you're still paying more, unless you're paying cash. But we can talk about that in another video. So it almost seems like, more like, prices are going to start to level off and stay about flat until mid-2024, according to Goldman Sachs' prediction. Now, this aligns with the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech after the most recent interest rate hike. And Powell suggested that the interest rate cycle is likely to last longer than had originally been anticipated, peaking just under 5% at the end of 2023. And companies are pretty much seeing the same thing. Amazon, Facebook, Meta, Twitter, and a whole lot of other big names in the tech sector have announced massive layoffs so they can go into the next 3 years lean and hopefully ready for some growth. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're not working to align yourself with the businesses that are going to support the businesses like Amazon, Facebook, Meta, Twitter, and some of these other big name companies in the tech sector, you're missing out, folks. And there's an easy way to do it. Super simple, super easy. Now, we can expect the housing market to follow a similar trend. And while rates continue to risk that there will be pressure on house prices as mortgages become more expensive over time. So don't forget about that. As this goes on and it appears that we're coming close to the end of the tightening cycle, home buyers are likely to hold off on their purchases, and this will slow down the market even further. Now, a lot of people are probably going to wait for mortgages to go down over the next 6 to 12 months into 2024 and 2025. And Research House Capital Economics is predicting a gradual rebound of house prices. That means they're going back up. So it's probably not going to be the hockey stick growth like in the pandemic years, but housing prices are likely to creep up towards the end of the period, which, with people regaining their financial footing and hopefully some passive income as well. Now, this passive income, the network, I'm only mentioning it because I know how well this method works, has worked for me and many others, and how much of a great opportunity it is for everyone involved. And I really hope you guys really take advantage of this opportunity and see just how simple and easy it is for something as minute as 25 cents a day. $7.60 a month breaks down to about 25 cents a day. We'll waste more than that on coffee. Some of us will waste more than that on cigarettes. Some of us will waste more than that on just, any other wasteful crap that's not going to put money in your pocket, not going to build you wealth, not going to build your business, not going to set you apart and stabilize you and your family financially, not going to help you hedge against inflation. Look, there's other opportunities out there, like investing in cryptocurrency, gold, silver, fine art, you name it. There are multiple cash flow producing assets, dividend payout or dividend paying stocks, blue chip stocks, Fortune 500 companies. The S&P 500 used to be a great financial wealth building tool. Now we need to adjust, and we need to pivot, similar to the big businesses that we're seeing making these adjustments now with changes to their employment and reducing their most expensive operating expense and overhead costs, which is the employees, while preparing to be ready to tackle the market when it rebounds. Let's listen, let's pay attention to what they're doing. There's no secret. And now, the housing market prediction for the next 5 years. Now, keep in mind, this is the most difficult to make, since 5 years is far enough away that there are a million different unexpected events that could happen and derail our expectations on what the economy and housing market is likely to do. But hey, that doesn't stop the experts from giving it a shot, right? So overall, their long-term outlook is positive. That's a plus. The National Association of Realtors believes we are likely to see total price growth across the country of between 15% to 25% over the next 5 years. And how we talked about it earlier, a drop over the coming year, a leveling out in 2024, and then a subsequent period of relatively strong growth. Now, according to Bankrate, the U.S. property market is likely to provide an average annual return of mid to low single digits over the next 5 years. Long term, we know that property generally provides consistent long-term returns above the rate of inflation, and it's never a straight line. But the longer the time frame, the more sure we can be about the general direction of travel. And with real estate, that's historically been, even with the price drop, we have to keep in mind that the falls that are expected over the next 1 to 2 years are coming off some pretty high peaks in the market. Goldman Sachs projections are showing the housing market hitting the bottom in around March of 2024, but that'll probably just put us on the same level around December 2021. So we're still up over 2019 pre-pandemic levels. Overall, they're saying that the growth over this 5 or 10 year period is likely to still to be very good. We just have to keep an eye on those mortgages and, of course, more income producing opportunities on the horizon, or perhaps maybe a stimulus check. I don't know. Are you looking for a stimulus check? Are you looking for a handout? Are you looking for a way to make money consistently on your own? Now, here's what the experts are saying to do as potential home buyers. Now, we are likely to see the hot housing market slow down a little bit, but mortgages are going to get more expensive at the same time. That leaves potential home buyers stuck. Those who've been saving for their down payment might realize that the mortgage payments are they got too expensive. It might mean that timelines need to be stretched out and that down payment figures need to go up, which means you need more money. Now, really, there's only 2 ways to improve that situation: save more money or get better investment returns on it. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that if you're considering investing the funds for your down payment, you need to have a long enough time frame for that to make sense. And if you're planning on buying in the next 12 months, cash is king. We've talked about that. If you've got 3 to 5 years or more, investing might be worth a look. Now, you can also check out Biden's plan to boost the housing supply as a sort of stimulus check for the market. Here, check this out. So yeah, some stimulus check highlights here includes boosting housing availability, reduce housing costs, ensure affordability, some rental assistance, and down payment assistance. Some things they mention here are using new financing mechanisms to build and preserve more housing where they see financial gaps, and expanding federal financing by making certain loans more widely available for multifamily developments. They also have steps to ensure government-owned housing goes to owners who will live in the dwellings, or nonprofits who will rehab the buildings, rather than large investment firms that may neglect the properties, and with the intent of taking housing back from greedy real estate investors. Now, aside from all that, they're also going to work with the private sector to make it easier to construct new homes, and hopefully Congress could approve more funds for housing stimulus checks. The administration announced it would send millions of dollars to states to help offset high home energy costs in another attempt to ease the burden on homeowners. Now, that's the LIHEAP, or LIHEAP, or Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. So we could see another stimulus check from that, even if we've gotten some already. Yep, Definitely something to look forward to in the future, folks. But for now, I hope we answer some questions about the possible future potential of the housing market and the possibility of the housing market getting worse and seeing a housing market crash in comparison to recent history, using market predictions for the next 5 years and what we should be doing to prepare. And last but not least, possible housing market stimulus checks for everybody, really. All right, guys, so here's the deal. This is what it pretty much boils down to. The housing market, it sucks. It's expensive. Interest rates are high, home prices are high. Odds are we're gonna see a decline in prices over the next 12 to 18 months. Then they're gonna level out and then ultimately continue to go back up from there. Now, this is by no means a suggestion for you to ignore investing in real estate and becoming a homeowner or even leveling up and buying up to your next home purchase, or maybe even picking up a few additional properties that can be cash flow producing assets, provide passive income, and further build your net worth and income earning potential. Now, with that being said, guess what? Hey, there are folks out there making money in real estate without even using real estate. How? Well, they're utilizing the tools that are available to them through monetizing content creation. We actually did this a few years ago where we were monetizing content creation by providing home tours of homes that we didn't even have buyers for as I was working with my real estate team. Also, there's actually people doing that today as they're producing home tours, walking through homes that are owned, that are possibly going to be foreclosed on and or possibly owned by Zillow or Redfin that they overpaid for, and now they can't get anybody to buy them. They can't get any offers on them. And you have folks out there in real estate making money on real estate by not selling real estate, if that makes sense. They're leveraging and capitalizing on the income earning opportunities that exist through monetizing content, which I'm seeing more and more being expanded more and more, yet less and less people are interested in even giving it a shot and trying it. Well, that is unless you happen to live in the bush in Africa, in Zambia, you live in a small village and you're saying to yourself, hey, maybe there is a way. Maybe Kevin is on to something. Let me reach out to him and see what he's got to say. Oh, let me join the network. This is a great opportunity. I can monetize my content without having to wait the long extended period of time of actually getting monetized, which is a very daunting task, while having the ability to produce and put money in my pocket, generating side hustle, small business, passive income streams. Preparing myself financially for tomorrow so that I am not falling victim to all the negatives and downsides of the economy today. Inflation, recession, global conflict, layoffs, strikes, additional anxiety, more stress. What are you waiting on? You guys take care, be safe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.